Phoniatricians treat disorders of voice, speech, and language, but also the treatment of swallowing disorders, singing medicine, musicians' medicine, and in Germany, the treatment of hearing disorders in children belong to this medical specialty. I'm highly honored to have today the opportunity to interview Professor Emeritus Juergen Wendler from the Charité University Hospital in Berlin. Our topic is the history of phoniatrics in Germany. Professor Wendler has been for many years General Secretary of the Union of the European Phoniatricians, and he is an internationally renowned expert. He was instrumental in building up the field and has experienced and configured decisive developmental phases of phoniatrics. Dear Professor Wendler, when and where did today's structure and topics of this academic discipline become visible for the first time, and how did it proceed?
Well, here the year 1905 must be mentioned. At the time, the physician Hermann Gutzmann at the Charité Hospital in Berlin was the first one to achieve a postdoctoral teaching qualification in the field of speech-language medicine, in German Sprachheilkunde, and thus this subject was qualified for clinical teaching. His approach was based on physiology and phonetics, that is, on natural sciences, though the Berlin school was typically the school of the organists. He published a lot of basic research, was an enthusiastic and inspiring teacher, and attracted many students from Germany as well as from several European countries. One of them was Emil Fröschers, who then set up a psychological-oriented school in Vienna, the psychologists, and together, by the way in close reference to ENT, Gutzmann and Fröschers together created the foundation which we are standing on today.
What impact did Professor Miloslav Zeman from Prague have on the development of phoniatrics after the Second World War?
He too was a scholar of Gutzmann. He saved the phoniatric heritage from disappearing after the Second World War, and he succeeded in opening the first phoniatric university hospital in 1967. Prague soon became the European Center of Phoniatrics, also including postgraduate training. And I can say that virtually all of the young people of my generation studied there. Certainly not to be expected so soon after the war. Zeman and all his colleagues took care of each and every one of us in a touching way in those days, and we are very grateful to him for that even today. After the war, Gutzmann's students Richard Luxinger from Zurich and Gottfried Arnold from Vienna also made a significant contribution to the profile of the subject. Their 2-volume Manual of Voice and Language Medicine, that was, so we can say, that was our Bible.
How could the status of an independent specialty be achieved in the German regulations on continuing medical education?
Step by step, of course. The professional policy of the Union of the European Phoniatricians, the UEP, was of great importance in this connection. By the way, among its initiators were also 2 German phoniatricians, Peter Bisalski from Mainz and Gerhard Kittel from Erlangen. In 1971, the UEP was founded. In 1972, Bisalski opened the first German university clinic in Mainz. In 1974, a section of phoniatrics was established in Eastern Germany within the ENT Society, followed here. In 1977, by the official recognition of phoniatrics as a subspecialization of ENT and with a training program of its own. In 1978, the field of phoniatrics and pedaudiology was, accordingly, recognized in Western Germany in terms of a partial field of ENT. In 1983, the Deutsche Gesellschaft für Phoniatrie und Pädaudiologie was founded in Western Germany, and since 1992, in reunified Germany, we now have the independent field, the medicine of the communication age.
Dear Professor Wendler, I'm very grateful that you have generously given your time for this interview.